Hi, welcome back. So it's been a while since I've done a video. I've been busy with work and all kinds of things. However, I thought I'd just do a very quick update today on a project that I'll be working on. So over the last few months, the Classic Land Rover magazine have been talking about their show, their gathering, they're calling it, which is the 2nd to the 3rd of July. And I thought I'll go along to that. It'll be interesting. I've never really been to a gathering like that before, and it looks quite interesting. So I went off, got the tickets, and just a few days later, I got a letter through the post with all of the gubbins. So I'll be camping 2 nights, I think. So the only problem I have with that is I wanted to take my lightweight, Series 3 lightweight. So in order to do that, I need to finish it. So if anyone has watched my previous videos on the restoration of the lightweight, you'll notice that it still needs a little bit of work doing. So what I'm going to be doing is, between now and then, is doing all of the little jobs, getting it ready to go to this gathering. So hopefully over the next couple of videos, I will show all of the little bits of work that need doing. There's a problem with the engine, which I'll show you a little later on. I think there might be an issue with one of the brake shoes rusted on, a little bit of bodywork, tiny bit of wiring, but on the whole, it's kind of there. So I will talk you through what I'll be doing, and hopefully I should be driving there in it. Okay, so this is the first problem. The other day when I came to test the engine, I'd recently just reconditioned the carburetor, so that's got a new a full carburetor kit applied. So that was cleaned and ran the engine, and went to check the water level, and obviously it was dry. It hadn't run for way over a year, and so I went to top up the water, and I'll show you what happens. So as you can see, it sprung a leak, and that is one of the core plugs. So I don't think they've ever been replaced. So one of the 3 core plugs that's in the engine block has rusted through. You can actually put your finger straight through the hole. Can't quite get a shot for you there, but let's see if we can get in there. Not sure if you can see that. Anyway, it's hiding back there. So my first job today is to get the exhaust manifold off, get the carburetor off, get those. I'm going to replace all 3 of the core plugs, because if one of them is rusted through, chances are the other ones are on the way. So I might as well replace all of them. So that's the first job for today. Okay, so the exhaust manifold's off, carburetor's off. You can now see, and the focusing kicks in, there we go. So you can see the middle core plug has completely corroded through, and it's absolutely full of gunk. So what I'm going to do is clean it out using a large syringe and a little plastic hose. I'm just going to pump water through it and see if I can flush out as much as I can, and then you can actually see the hole. There's a few bits left of that plug. It's completely rusted through. So I'm going to clean that up, and you can see this one as well is also showing signs of corrosion. Oh, sorry, let's get it unshot. This one's showing signs of corrosion as well. The one at the back doesn't look too bad, but I'm going to replace them all with absolutely brand new ones when it focuses. There we go. Anyway, There we go, more to follow. Okay, there's the first one in. Bit of a pain, but there we go. It's all in now. The vehicle itself, as you can see, is in fairly good condition now. One of the reasons why I've not had many videos on the channel for a while is that I've been spending as much time as I can getting this vehicle ready to go. So the bodywork's pretty much done. All the painting is pretty much done. I added a canvas. Now, obviously, it was a canvas that I made myself. I didn't buy one, as is my way. But it serves its purpose. It was a lot cheaper than buying a new one. The actual vehicle is in fairly good condition. I don't mind the finish. I wasn't going for pile of guys on scramblers. I wasn't going for a showroom condition, as you can tell, but the actual body panels, they're all hand painted with rollers and brushes, and I opted for Battleship Grey. So I just went for a matte Battleship Grey. Underneath, if I can cover the lens, it's all got chassis paint and undercoat and wax oil where necessary on some of the joints. I also mounted an antenna mount for a CB or any of my amateur radio equipment. And inside, so there's no seats in the back. I wasn't planning on carrying any passengers, but you can see there's the canvas top that I did. So I made the sticks and got some canvas material and cut that to size. Did a little bit of sewing, added some straps, and it holds together quite well. But on the inside we have all of the controls are in. You'll notice that the heater is missing. There should be heater hoses coming from here and here, and they should go down to a heater that should be in this point here, but obviously that's missing. The heater was lost many years ago. It was rusted to bits and there was nothing left. So that's one of the projects I'll have to do next, put that back together. Okay, hopefully you should be able to hear me okay. So we've started the journey. We're just pulled into Buxton, so it's been about, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour since I set off. I just thought I'd pull in. I've deliberately given myself some stops just to make sure that the vehicle's operating okay and that nothing's getting too hot, there's no fluids leaking, anything like that. So I've just given the vehicle a quick once over and we seem to be okay. Yeah, there's no obvious leaks, there's no obvious problems that I can speak of. The engine is a little sluggish, but occasionally it finds its feet and picks up and away we go, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to crack on now, and I'm going to head over to Bakewell, and from there via Ambergate through to Nottingham. So wish me luck. So the biggest amount of work was, as you can probably imagine, was on the engine and all of the associated parts. So I ended up replacing the distributor. So it's got a brand new distributor on there, and while I was at it, I also converted it to electronic ignition. So you can see tucked away down here. Let's come around this side. That's another Land Rover beeping. So that's the feed there that goes to the electronic ignition. Also, new set of spark plugs. And coming around this side, I think, as I said before, I had reconditioned the carburetor, so that had a kit applied to it, and I cleaned all of the parts in the ultrasonic cleaner. I also replaced the alternator, drive belt, or fan belt, took the fan off, and fitted a electric fan and horn. So the actual vehicle itself, when driving to the gathering, the classic Land Rover gathering, it drove fairly well. It felt slightly underpowered, and that was down to me not setting up the timing on the system. So I had adjusted it correctly according to the timing marking, which is down here, just in there. However, I didn't have a timing gun, the one where it has the strobe light, so I was unable to verify how close I was to the correct time markings. And when I got to the gathering, the rally, there was another group of lightweight Land Rover. There was a lightweight Land Rover club there, which I ended up joining. But one of the guys there, he was able to adjust the timing for me. So he had one of the guns with the strobe. So we were able to basically manually adjust the rotation of the distributor just to bring it back online. And to be honest, it's quite an indication of these engines that I was out by probably about 30 degrees from where it should be. It should be just a few degrees off top dead center, and I was firing, or the engine was firing, probably a good 30 degrees away from that, and the fact that the engine still ran is quite impressive. Now, that obviously explained one of the reasons why I was massively underpowered, but on the drive back, it was quite literally firing on all cylinders. It was good. It was I averaged probably about 50 miles an hour cruising speed, which in this, with the canvas top, is a bit rackety, but the actual vehicle itself was pulling well. It was doing really well, so no complaints there. So what's next? I think one of the things I do need to do is look at have a proper look at the engine, because I think that the compression might not be up to standard. I don't know when this engine was last looked at. I don't know what maintenance it's had in the past. So I think what I might do is, first things first, do a compression test just to see where the actual pistons lie. The head probably needs a good C2 and all of the tappets adjusting and things like that, so I'll do those. There's still lots of other little bits that need doing, some of the wiring that needs neatening up. Again, some of the body panels, while most of it's in good condition, there's a few little spots. For example, down here, there's a tiny, or there was a tiny little leak from the brake reservoir, so that's obviously worked its way onto the paint and taken that off. The door seals, there aren't any, so I do need to work on the door seals. Also, the way the door tops are fitted, you'll see that these are not standard. Now, this door is one that I made, and it didn't have the correct mounting points underneath for the bolts that come down from the window tops. However, these window tops didn't have the bolts anyway, so I came up with this method of holding them on, which seems to have worked. The gearbox and transfer box, they are in need of a new set of oil seals. I had to replace one as there was a quite a substantial leak, as you can probably see under there. When I first had the vehicle driving, I took it for a sort of a short spin, and on the return there was quite a lot of oil coming out of the transfer box by the brake drum, so I had to replace that. However, I think that the one at the front needs doing, and also the seal on the gearbox where it joins on the bell housing, that needs doing as well. The roof is pretty much done. I'm going to get some chemicals that should hopefully prevent the black fading in the ultraviolet light. And at the back, I'm looking at making a bracket to hold the spare wheel. So there's one on the bonnet, but I want to put one on the back as well. So that's going to be one of the next projects, and it should mount somewhere on here and then swing out with the spare wheel mounted on the back. I think everyone's seen them, so you know what they look like. The other project as well, long term, is to get a secondary tank, as most of these lightweights were fitted with secondary tanks. Get that fitted on the other side, and then basically work through all of the tiny other little jobs just to get it so it can be used as not necessarily a daily runner, but so it can be used regularly. Now that it's actually workable, and I'm happy that it's drivable and that it's not going to conk out on me at any point, then yeah, this is pretty good. So hopefully if you stay watching, stay following this project, there should be a few other sort of sub projects along the way. The petrol tank, the spare wheel carrier at the back, and a few other bits and bobs. So anyway, thank you for watching, and there'll be more to follow soon.